What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Got another video for you today on the F-150, and today we're going to be talking floor liners. And as you can tell from the title, this is going to be a review on the Weathertech DigitalFit Floor Liners, which I have in the front and the back of my Crew Cab F-150. But also as a little bit of a bonus, we're going to be comparing them to the Husky Exact Contour floor liners, because these are probably the two most popular floor liners out there on the market for trucks, and I've actually had the Husky Exact Contours on my 2016 F-150 that I traded in for this 2018 F-150. So as a user that has experienced both of them, I'm going to do a bit of a comparison as we go along, kind of tell you what I think about both of the floor liners and how they differ from one another. So hopefully that'll be helpful to anybody that might be looking to purchase either floor liners, and if you are looking to purchase them, I do have links below in the description. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the material itself, and I left it a little dirty for you here because we're going to do a little bit of a demonstration here in a second. But one of the big differences I think is that the Weathertech is a bit of like a harder rubber than the Huskies are. The Huskies, kind of when you run your hand over them, it's got like a more of like a grippy rubber, almost like you would find on the sole of a grippy shoe, which has its pros and cons, because I mean it's grippy for your feet, but it makes it a little harder to clean, in my opinion. So that's just a little bit of a thought that I've had on the material between the two. So here's a bit of a demonstration. These are very easy to clean because of that kind of hard rubber feel, whereas the Huskies, some of this like fine material will stick to it because it's got that rubbery grip. So let's go with the vacuum real quick. Okay, so sometimes I like to do a real quick clean without taking these out and washing them and running the vacuum over them real quick. I absolutely love the Weathertechs because real quick you can see in this little area that I just cleaned up, there's barely anything that got left behind, maybe a few little pieces here. When I would do this with the Huskies, it would be littered with little specks of pieces because of just how grippy they were. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Alright, now we're going to be talking about the fit of the floor liners. So the Weathertechs and the Huskies up front, I would say they are pretty similar. I really can't recall any differences. The one spot where my Weathertechs don't seem to want to hug the corner is, well, I guess, yeah, just right here in this corner. It doesn't want to really grip around. That's just kind of always been that way. I've had these for about a year, and I live in Arizona, so I don't think the heat's gonna mold them any more than they already are. But for the most part, they're in really good position. I don't really have an issue with how they're positioned in the front at all for the driver's seat. They do clip in to the factory floor liner clips that come with the truck. So that's nice. They clip right in, and they're in there pretty well. And they give you pretty good coverage. Doesn't completely come down and cut flush here, but it does a pretty good job. Now while I'm right here, I'll tell you one thing about these Weathertechs that I really don't like, and it's kind of one of those things where if I notice it, it really starts to annoy me, and it's just this ridge right here, kind of in the squat in the middle of your floor mat. When I'm driving, you can see if I got my left foot down, it's going to be right kind of in the middle of that ridge. So what I'm getting at here is every now and then I'll just notice this ridge like pushing up on my feet, and it's really annoying. I know they did it to like keep, if you spill something, to kind of keep it in here. That's the design here. But one thing while I'm here as well that I really like about these Weathertechs that I didn't like about the Huskies is the design. They have this big canals here, these big grooves, real easy to clean, whether you're vacuuming or wiping them down with a rag. It's real simple to clean. The Huskies are a pain to clean because they have these real narrow grooves, and they come in and do this weird pattern in the middle. It's like a triangle almost or something, and there's just way more of them, and dirt gets stuck in between them, and you really got to get in there with a rag. So that's probably the main drawback on the Huskies, to be honest, is just cleaning them. I hated it. There was always stuff left behind. I never, unless I just took them out and completely hosed them down, and even then sometimes some of the dirt would still stick to them. So that's probably my biggest beef with the Husky floor liners. All right, now moving over to the passenger side, we got the same deal over here. It doesn't really kind of snugly grip over here, and this is one of the areas where I'd say the Husky liners in terms of the fit kind of beat the WeatherTechs. And that's because if you look at the bottom of these, you basically have these two big cleats, and that's really it. So you're basically, you just get it in place, and yeah, when you're standing on it, I mean, the cleats are gripping in, so that's nice, but it's just kind of free floating there. Now with the Huskies, at least when I bought them, I don't know if they've changed it, but it actually came with a little kind of like a little pin thing that you drilled into your carpet, and it basically becomes one of those hook-in spots that like you have on the driver's side that it comes with factory. So basically you have one of those, and boom, it clips in, and that helps it keep it in place. So I would say on the passenger side, advantage Husky. Obviously I'm not in the passenger seat here very often, so I don't really care, and I don't think any of my passengers ever really care that this is a little bit not quite 100% snug. Otherwise they do a really good job of catching dirt and liquids and anything else. Now we're going to move to the back seat here, and as you can see, I have the crew cab, and these go completely up under the seat, and they're cut around my center console here, and depending on what configuration you have, if you have the bench seat up front, then they'll give you a different one, or you'll have to order a different one that'll fit a little bit differently, that'll fit your truck. But it goes all the way to the back and kind of tucks under my power inverter here, and this little storage compartment. So absolutely love just in general the flat back floor of the F-150, and that you can move the seats up like this. These are great. The WeatherTech fits pretty well. Same thing with the Husky. They're not quite 100%. I can't really say which one fit better. It does fit pretty well up here, I would say, but it does a great job of keeping all the dirt on the mat and from getting up under your carpet. And same thing here in the back with the WeatherTechs. That's an advantage over the Huskies. You got the big grooves, real easy to clean, vacuum or rag, either way. Husky, same thing in the back, got those real thin grooves, just an absolute pain. I won't buy the Huskies again, literally for that reason. All right, now that we've done the 360 walk around the truck, looked at the driver's side, passenger side, and the rear floor liner to see how they all fit and looked. Just a quick recap of my thoughts between the two. So WeatherTech, easier to clean, a bit of a harder rubber, which take that into account on your feet too. It is a little bit harder. The Husky, I would say, is a little softer on your feet, maybe a little bit more comfortable, so keep that in mind. But they've got those real thin grooves that are hard to get all the dirt out of, and on top of it, they're more of like a grippy rubber. So for me personally, that was probably the biggest reason why I would say if I had to buy them again, I would go with the WeatherTechs again. They're both great floor liners. You can't really go wrong in terms of protecting the floor of your truck. These floor liners fit any truck pretty much. You can order them in pretty much any truck out there, but they're going to protect against dirt, liquid, whatever. They both do a fantastic job of doing that. So either one I'd recommend. Great buy. It's just there's a little bit of minuscule differences and personal preference. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video and have a great day. See you next time.